Hmm. Hello, hello, hello. It is Christine, Michelle. Let's see. I'm going to double check how the audio sounds, and it's good. It's all good. So we are good to go. I am shifting and how Bad Bunny identity shifted. Since this is news and this is what is going on in the world, I'm going to show you the practical behind Bad Bunny's identity shift. So we're going to have some fun today and we're going to go into details for that. If you say hello as you are joining Bad Bunny and his identity shift, we're going to go all into detail. So definitely tell me all the things. Hello, Renelle Pierre. How are you doing? We are talking about Bad Bunny. We're talking about his identity shift, and we are going to tales. It is going to be so good. Message. We are going live. And hold on. I am going to be live. Say hello. We are. Hello, Queen Vanessa. How are you? I am just posting really quickly to let the folks know. And you know what? I forgot. I was supposed to go live here and I was going to do Facebook at the same time, but we'll do that next time. I am good. How are you doing? How is the king? Are you still at the hospital? Give me the updates because I really want to know. How's everything going? I need the update. We are today talking about I am good. How are you? How are you? Let me know how you're doing because I need to have all last night. Yes, yes. And how are we doing today? How are we doing with the breath and all the things? Give me all of the updates because I want to know. Hello, Justice for All 333. That's a good name.
I didn't want to go live, so I was going to do videos.
Hold
Some
on.
research found Dad Supporting Dads was a.
All right. So let's see. King is much better, but still has the phlegm. Okay, the phlegm. It's breaking up. See it broken up. See it like just clearing up. See him as clear and breathing with ease because that's the way it gets to be. Hello, Joseph. Today we are going to talk about Bunny and we're going to talk about how Benito did an identity shift. And it's going to be good. We're going to be good. So what we're going to do is, yes, watching TV, just chilling out. Let him, and then what is it, February 11th? Okay, so give me all the updates. Bad Bunny really did a big identity shift from Benito. And I like to use that. She said, I'm exhausted. I can only imagine. I know. I love to use the Beyonce example when she went from, she did the Sasha Fierce thing. But since Bad Bunny is in everywhere and he just had so talented, right? He just had the most amazing run, right? The Super Bowl performance, 135 million people, just got album of the year. He got all of these things happening. I want to show you in a practical example how he used identity shifting to do that. And Sasha Fierce used to be my most friend. He was a cook under the chef for Jay-Z. And so he had experienced Beyonce and he's also experienced Sasha Fierce. And there was a distinct difference. That is identity shifting. And you guys maybe Michael Jackson went from Jackson 5. That was an identity shift as well. Yes, Beyonce is definitely an entertainer. She sure is. And so today, like, just share this live out, get it out to as many people as you can. Heart it. Let's get it out. Let's get more people in this room so that we can start to talk about it. I was just about to say the king of pop. Exactly. Exactly. These are identity shifts. And when you can use these examples, then you can start to see how you too can do it in your appreciate it, because the more we see these examples in people that we know, we love, we appreciate, we are going to start to see that this isn't that hard. It just takes dedication. It takes you to be like, I'm going to be that version of me, regardless of what the outside world is showing me. And so, yes, thank you so much for sharing this live. I appreciate it so much. Let's tapping is clapping. Let's tap, 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 and then we are going to get it out. So I know, first of all, Queen Vanessa, let's give you some energy because you had a long night last night. So just if you want to, place your hand on your heart and your womb space. And just breathe in some life force, breathe in some energy, breathe in and just breathe in some appreciation, some gratitude, some thankfulness, right? That the king is out of the hospital and you're home. That the king is releasing the phlegm that is built up and that he's healed. Feel that energy, yes, all the time, all the time, all the time. And so really, really, really breathe in that because I want to send you some positive energy. And I'm just going to get started and we will have more people join as we go. So if we think about identity shifting, one of the easiest ways to see identity shifting is when you can see the person who they were before and who they are now. And there's so many examples. If you think about anyone you admire and you see their success today for that success, and you'll see that the actions that they take are different than they were when they weren't so successful. But they had to start doing those actions before the success, the 3D world, caught up with them. And so if we're thinking about Benito, right? If we are talking about Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio, right? We're talking about Benito. When Benito was in like 10 years ago, Diane Carroll, yes, yes, yes. So if we think about Benito, 10 years ago, he was bagging groceries. 10 years ago, bagging groceries. But let me tell you what he also was doing 10 years ago. 10 years ago, he knew he was a star. Oh, that's a big identity shift. Yes, Diane Carroll, Princess Diana. So if you think about it, this person, but name that he associated Bad Bunny in 2000. That's 26 years ago. And so that version, Benito, was bagging groceries, and every night when he got off his shift, what did he go do? He went, created music, posted music, wrote songs, and posted those songs every single day. He decided he was a star. He decided his music got to be heard. And so he wasn't waiting. He didn't wait on a deal. He didn't wait on music producers. He didn't wait on someone else to say, hey, we think you're great. He decided he was great and posted those songs so that everybody could listen. But let me also tell you what was different about him. He listened. He knew those songs were good. He posted those songs, and even when nobody validated his worth, he kept posting. He created that music, and even when no one, he kept doing it. And that's the difference between someone who has decided that they are a star and someone who is waiting for someone to find them, to validate them, to give them, like, pump them up. He did not wait on the universe. He allowed the 3D to catch up with him. Yes, 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 yes. And so when we think about the, like, what you desire, right? Let's think about, like, I know Queen Vanessa, I know you're starting a school. You get to say, okay, what do I get to do now? If you think about the people that have started schools and that have started successful schools, did they wait for someone to knight them and say, it's okay for you to start the school, you have approval? Or did they just start taking action now, right? Did they start to say, if I'm the identity, right, of the singer, Benito didn't say, let me wait for this record deal, let me wait until somebody finds me. No, said, I'm Bad Bunny, and I'm gonna be Bad Bunny, and I'm gonna release these songs. And the difference between you, if you're watching this, and him is that he posted when nobody wanted it. He posted when nobody knew his name. He created songs when nobody was listening. And he didn't let that stop him. He didn't let the fact that nobody was listening, nobody was downloading his SoundCloud, he didn't let that stop him. And let's also talk about what he also did. He didn't wait until he had the best equipment, until he had all the equipment. No, no, no. He had a laptop. He had his music. He had used what he had to put it together. Let's see. Queen Vanessa says, yes, yes, the person who has a school acts like they already own the school. Exactly. Queen Vanessa also said that he was his biggest cheerleader. Exactly. Exactly. That's the difference. And so it's an identity shift. An identity shift doesn't mean that you are like let me keep going. I'm gonna keep going, and then I'm gonna tell you what an identity shift is not. How about that? What else did Benito do? He behaved like a star before anybody else told him that he was one. He behaved like the star before anybody else told him he was one, which means that before anyone else knew his name, he decided, right? He was his biggest cheerleader. He Bad Bunny, and that's who he was. It's the same what happens with Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift was playing in, podunk bars, places nobody wanted to hear. And she did the same thing she's doing now in front of stages of thousands and thousands of people. When Beyonce and the Destiny's Children were practicing to become the group that they are now, what happened? They were running, and Matthew had them running behind the truck and singing while they were running, right? Y'all tapping is clapping. Keep tapping so we can share this out and get this out. And so you had the people running behind the truck, the Beyonce's children, the Destiny's children, and they were singing la 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 la. And they were doing that because they decided that they were stars before we knew they were. An identity shift. You are one identity shift away from whatever you want, whatever you decide, whatever you want. And so, one of the things that you get to do is do the work, right? So, we had someone on the last call, they were the digital, like a digital queen, digital empire. That was the desire. The desire was digital empire. One of their first goals was $10,000 months. They said until October. I said you could do that much faster, my sister. And she said she could do it faster. She started to believe that. But what does a digital empire, somebody who has a digital empire, what do? They don't wait for permission. They start to create those digital products or that core digital product that everybody wants. You can't have the empire without the product. And so you don't need anybody to approve you before you create the product. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Yes, yes, yes. And decide, like Bad Bunny decided, I am the star and I'm the star now. I don't need anyone else to tell me I'm a star. I decide. I knight myself. And so if you're watching this today, I want you to knight yourself in whatever success that you want, whatever success that you desire. I want you to knight yourself. Right now, in this moment right now, I decide I am that girl. I decide I am that person. I decide I am. Because with identity based manifestation, it's not about getting one thing. Like he didn't say, "Oh, I'm a singer." He said, "I'm Bad Bunny." And that meant that he was going to produce and produce and create and create, and he did it for years. I've had clients come in and they're like, "Oh, I put the thing out there, I posted and I nobody bought yet." And I'm like, "And we still got more. You got more time, you got more weeks, keep going." You can't allow external factors to determine how you show up. That's not an identity shift. In fact, that's one of the patterns of someone that is allowing their external circumstances to determine what they have. A lot of people don't like it when I say it, but whatever you have, whatever's in your life right now is a mirror. It is a mirror to the frequency that you're emanating. And your frequency is determined by what? Your identity. And so what I love when we do identity shifting in my world, hello Bree, we are rich. I love that name. When you're identity shifting, you are deciding that you are already that person. You are already that girl. Healing with these names. These are great names. And so I want you to know that it's not about you trying to be something else. No, that's not identity shifting. Identity shifting is deciding this is who I am and moving with the thoughts, the beliefs, the feelings, the emotions, the intentions, the decisions, and the actions of that version of you. Let me know if you're putting up what I'm putting down. Hello, Charlize. All right. And so when I think about Bad Bunny, Bonito decided I'm Bad Bunny before anybody said, "Oh, we like that name. Oh, that's cool. Oh, blah, blah, blah." No, Bonito said, "I'm going to create this music and I don't care if you don't listen to it because I know someone's going to listen to it. And I know I'm creating this for my people. I know that my people are going to love this and so he created and created and created and created and created and created and created. No one listened, no one listened, no one listened, no one listened. Then somebody listened. And then another person listened. And then another person listened. And then what happens? People start to find him. Producers start to say, "Hey, that's kind of cool." Celebrities were like, "Hey, I want you on. Like, let's do this thing." Celebrities were like, "Hey, yeah, dude. Hey, we love this. We love this." Hello, Nursta. And so that's what happens. But he had to identity shift. He was Bonito. And then he decided I'm Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny created music even when no one was listening. What are you doing that you are waiting for validation before you do it? What have you stopped doing that you know you must be doing, you need to be doing, the version of you that has the success? What are you waiting on? He didn't wait for the success. He didn't wait. Thank you for all of it. Join my fan club. Thank you. He didn't wait on anything else. He decided that he was it before anybody found him. And the only reason why somebody found him is because he did the actions and took the actions of all the people. What? He took the actions? Yeah. Of all the people that had taken, like, gone before him. It's the same for Sasha Fierce, right? Beyonce, meek, quiet, Sasha Fierce goes out there and performs. She used that identity to become the fierce performer that she is today. Bad Bunny is who he is today, but he was bagging groceries as Bad Bunny. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? It's an identity shift. And so all of you are like, well, I'm shifting identities. Yeah, I shifted identity. Did you post today? No. Did you shift the identity then? No, you didn't. You didn't. You have a gift. If you have a gift, put some ones in the comments. You have a gift. You have something that people need to have. They need to hear. It solves a problem or it brings joy. You have something that the world needs. You know in your heart the world needs it, yet you aren't sharing it. That's you not being in the identity of the person that sells a shit ton of product. You say, oh, I'm going to show up, or oh, I'm going to go live, or oh, I'm going to do this. And then all of a sudden you get tired, you get hit, and you're like, I'm so tired, I'm going to do it tomorrow. That is not the identity of the you that has that success. Thank you, Artemis. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Artemis. That's not you showing up in the identity of the you that already has what you decided is yours. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? If you, thank you so much. Love it all day. I appreciate all of it. I've never said thank you for the heart me. Made world, thank you for the heart me. Okay? And so one of the biggest things is I want you to really truly think, if you have decided, like the only thing between you and what you desire are the identity, you can call them blocks, you can call them patterns. And these patterns are tied to what are you thinking? What are you believing? What have you experienced? What is in your epigenetics? And that's why I say it's identity, it's your state, and it's your calibration. Because how you grew up every single day determines how you show up if you allow it. I'm going to bring that part in. How you show up, how you do things every single day is determined by, of course, your epigenetics, about your family line, about all of those things. However, you can decide how that reflects, how that shows up for you, what it means. You decide. And so if you were to think, okay, if I'm the identity of what are you guys manifesting? I know Nurse is a multiple millionaire, manifestation queen. I know Queen Vanessa is creating a business, a school that everybody wants to attend in the Bronx with a home and all the things. I believe art and manifest billions. So when you think of those identities, I always love to assign a name to those identities. I had a client, she was known for human design and writing copy based on human design. Correct? Yeah? And you will call me tonight. Aren't you fun? You are so funny. Thank you, Artemis. And yes, you have $1 billion business. That is done. And so one of the, let's see, to see how we can bring value to one another. So one of my clients was creating, like, had a human design, like everybody knew her under human design. That was something that I taught thousands of people a long time ago. Copy. She wanted to be known for like her copy. And so what we did was she created an identity called the Copy Queen, right? That was the name. We're simple here. You know, it's not Sasha Fierce. It worked, right? It worked. It's like, I'm so serious. The universe brought me back to you. We will see. We will see. And so what my client did was decide that they were the Copy Queen. And so everything, every morning, I'm the Copy Queen. I'm the Copy Queen. Everybody knows me. I'm the most recommended person, blah, 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 blah. What happened? What happened is that all of a sudden people started to say, oh, you're the Copy Queen. Oh, you're the Copy Queen. As she started to be known as the Copy Queen. Then what happened? She started to become the most recommended person in one of, it's like a 30,000 person spiritual entrepreneur Facebook group. And so everybody knew her. And anytime somebody would say, hey, I need somebody to write my copy, they were like, Copy Queen, the Copy Queen, the Copy Queen. Why? Because she became the Copy Queen before anybody knew her. and then became the most recommended. That is what an identity does. However, there are some things that are in your identity, some patterns, some things that people perceived blocks that are in that identity that you may not be aware of. You have things that have happened, ways that you see yourself that you don't even realize you're seeing yourself as, that don't align with being the billionaire business owner or owning the school or having the multiple $1 million coaching business. There are some ways that you show up that underlined there are some patterns that are slowing down your manifestation. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Say yes, yes, yes. And so that's why I created the alignment assessment to those patterns so that you know how to shift your identity, so you know how to shift the state, so that you know how to calibrate to having what you desire. Artemis says yes, yes, yes. Okay. And so there's a special code. Check it. It's live 77 and it's only valid until an hour after I get off live. And you get 90% off the webinar price so that you can take the assessment, receive your diagnosis, go to the 3-day event, get your 30-day protocol so you'll know step by step how to manifest exactly what you desire, utilizing whatever, create what you desire. That's how it works. And so what is big, right? When we think about your identity, right? If we think about Bonito becoming Bad Bunny, can I ask you, are you showing up like that version of you who already has what you desire, even when it is quiet? Y'all continue to heart, get the heart me's, grab it, join the fan club, do all the things while I am on. Also give me some hearts because tapping is clapping, tapping is clapping. What is the difference between you and how you're showing up today and the version of you that already has what you desire? One of the biggest things, if we think about some of the easiest things, right, that people are like, well, I want to manifest money. And so if you want to manifest money, right? You want to manifest some money, then what? Everybody's like, oh, well, it's hard. How do I show up as the $1 billion me? Or how do I show up as the millionaire me if I don't have the $1 million, if I don't have the $1 billion, if the money isn't in the bank account? It's because that's not why you want the money. You grab your heart me. You don't want the money just for the money's sake. You want the money, right? Why do you want the money? You desire the money because you think it's going to make you feel things. And depending on where you are financially, let's say if you're at $10,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month, something like that, then you don't want it for relief, right? But if you're less than that, you probably want it because you want relief. You want it because you want to pay those bills and you're going to feel so free, right? But if you're at $10,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 months, hello, Miss Michelle. Yes, 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 right? If you're at $10,000, $30,000, $40,000 months, you don't want the money because you want to feel relief. You may want it because you want to expand, right? You may want it because you want to expand your business. What would that expansion be? Because you hired more support? Or is it going to feel like forward movement because you're investing in yourself and your business? It's all different. All the reasons why you want it is different. Multiple streams of income, right? You want it to come through multiple channels. You want to feel powerful. You want to feel like, oh my goodness, I can do whatever I want right now. There's always a reason, and there always is a background feeling. You want to create a legacy. You want to leave a world. You want to impact your community. You want to change. You want to impact the people in your community. That was a big desire of Benito. Benito wanted to impact his community even when he was Benito. And he created music for his community even when he was Benito bagging groceries. You can empower others right now before the $1 billion, the 3D catches up and, the $1 billion start flowing in. And so all the things of thinking you need the money before you become the billionaire is not true. You can be that billionaire. You can be that heart-led millionaire. You can be the leader of a multiple billion-dollar business right now by thinking those thoughts, by believing the beliefs that there's customers everywhere, that what you have is extremely valuable, that you're planting the seeds and you're doing it on a service-based. When you know what you have and you know that you are planting the seeds because you know that people want this, something that you will, right, receive, you'll be able to reap from, right? The harvest must come. The harvest must come. Why? Because you have planted those seeds and you have watered. When he was bagging groceries, planted the seeds. How did he do it? By creating music and putting it up on SoundCloud. Even when no one listened to that last song, he said, well, let me give you another joint. He put up the next one. He said, let me give you another hit. He put up another one. And when nobody was liking it, he said, let me put up another hit. And he kept putting up those hits. To him, they were hits. SoundCloud was like, yeah, it's just another song. Because he was Bad Bunny before you knew it. It was an identity shift of your next level identity. What is the version of you that already has what you desire? Because the clearer you are about that, the easier it is for you to see, to experience it right now. And I love to use money as an example because it's the one that everybody's like, well, how am I supposed to do that? But you know what is another one? Health. A lot of people are like, well, how am I supposed to be the healthy one if I can't move around, if I can't do the things that I've, and supposed to be able. I have a client and she had hurt her spine. So she wasn't able to sit up like I'm sitting up right now. Like you may be sitting up, you might be laying down, but you may be sitting up. She couldn't sit up for a long period of time. She always had to just lay down. But she decided she was going to manifest her health back. That started with physical therapy. Yes, very painful, uncomfortable physical therapy. But what it also came to be is that she would sit up and she would imagine herself sitting and imagine herself sitting and imagine. She need to already be sitting up in order to imagine herself healthy and whole? Or could she imagine herself healthy and whole? She imagined herself healthy. She imagined herself whole, and she would do that on a daily basis. And then what did she do? She did the things that she would normally do sitting up. She did it on her side. And then she started to play music, and once she was able to sit up for a little bit, she started to stand for a little bit, and she would dance and sway and play her flute, and she would do it for as long as she could, exhaust herself, and then she would lay down. And she kept doing it, and she kept doing it. Guess what she's doing now? Now she's dancing. She plays the flute all the way. She's doing woodworking to create those flutes. She's all over. She healed herself because she decided that she was healthy and whole even when there was no proof. She decided to be the healed version of her, healed Jessica. And so I say this to say, whatever you desire, you will not get it if you wait on it to come before you be the person who has it. Even if you look at jobs, think about the person that gets promoted. It's not the person who's not already doing or showing that they have those skills before they get the position. So I think about when I was an executive and I would hire people for positions or give them promotions, it would be the person that was already doing that job, right? It'd be the person that was already doing that job, even though it wasn't the job that they had. So they were already talking and suggesting and recommending things. And when I see them already doing that, I'm like, oh, they're ready for the promotion because they're already. And so if you were to think about a Benito who became Bad Bunny, or Beyonce who did the Sasha Fierce thing, right? Or you think about Lady Gaga, that's another identity shift. What is your identity shift? What's the name of the identity of the you that already has what you desire? Once you get the name, then you can start to say, okay, how does that version of me think? And you can start thinking like that now. How does that version of me, what are the core beliefs of that version of me? Because I guarantee if you're saying that I am a digital creator with $1 billion business or with a multiple $1 million business, that version of you is creating. That version of you is selling their stuff. That version of you is doing it, doing it, doing it. They're not waiting for They're not waiting for the fans. They're deciding that the fans already exist and will find them. The fans are manifesting them. The relationship is manifesting them. The opportunities are manifesting them. So what if there was parents that were manifesting Queen Vanessa? There are parents right now that is praying for the exact school that Queen Vanessa wants to open. There are people that want to have very successful businesses and want to use manifestation as a focus for it, and they are manifesting Nursta right now. There are people that are manifesting Lucille right now. There are people that are manifesting Artemis right now. Those people, if you were to say, I'm being manifested, then you get to be the person that is being manifested. Brands, if you aren't sharing your work the way you get to share it, if you aren't putting it out there, then you aren't being manifested. I'm just going to tell you that. You're not being manifested because guess what? You're not being that version of you. Join my fan club. Hey. You're not being manifested. So be the person that gets to be the answer to someone's prayers, the answer to someone's prayers. What if you were the actual answer to someone else's prayers? But they don't know that because they don't see your work. They don't see whatever you're launching. They don't see that yet. I think about Bad Bunny and I think about Benito, right? Who is bagging groceries, right? Can you imagine yourself bagging groceries and doing music up every single day for years before you have the big break? Do you have that wherewithal to do that, to show up for yourself? Do you believe in yourself that much that you are going to continue to do that? If not, that's one of your identity blocks. If not, that is an identity pattern that you are continuing that is slowing down you having the success that you know you're meant for. Benito he started writing at 14 in 2008, bagging groceries in 2016. Fast forward 10 years, where is he now? Album of the year. Hello, Mama Bear. Mama Bear? Wait, tell me who you are, Mama Bear. What? Tell me more. Thank you. He has album of the year and the top viewed Super Bowl halftime show. He's on Finsta. All right. Here you go, Mama Bear. And so you go from bagging groceries to 10 years later, long time. Yes, Mama Bear. Okay. Message me on Facebook. Yes. You go from bagging groceries. You pick it up when I'm putting down. Y'all grab your heart me's. Remember to go ahead and join that club and get your heart me's too, so that TikTok knows you're a real person. That's what they say. And so you go from bagging groceries to 10 years later having the album of the year, top super Bowl, halftime, 135 million people. Join my fan club. Right above Kendrick Lamar and Michael Jackson. What? Going on SNL. Like that. Okay. You know how people say, oh, he's an overnight success. That person's an overnight success. Guess what? No one's an overnight success. It all takes identity shifting. Now, can you identity shift fast? Yes. I had a client who went from teacher to multiple millionaire business owner in about 2.5 years. She's got a $3 million business, 3.5, maybe right now, might even be almost 4. Wasn't overnight, but it went fast. She identity shifted. She did her state. She shifted her state. She calibrated. She did those 3 things that I teach you. Let's see. He's changing culture. He's changing the conversation. He's an innovator. All of you have these traits. All of you. Thank you, Mama Bear, for the heart me. All of you have these traits. Thank you, Jessie, for the heart me. All of you have all of these traits. Hello, She's Fly. All right. I love, first of all, best names ever. I never see, like, these are some good names. I attract the best names on my lives. She's Fly, Behavior, yes. Queen Vanessa, yes. A New Journey, yes. This is all good. Is when you decide this is who I am, right? You're deciding that this is who I am. Okay? So you've decided that I am $1 business. I decide I am the person who's running a school that everyone in the Bronx wants to go to. I decide that I am the #1 manifestation creator in the entire world, right? Or I decide that I'm a $1 billion, app creator, whatever. You're deciding all these things. Benito decided I am Bad Bunny. I am known throughout the world. I have album of the year. I am the top Super Bowl performer. And check. But he did all that by uploading songs when nobody was listening, by getting on his computer at night after bagging groceries, got on his computer at night, created all this music, and uploaded it to nobody listening. And what did he do? Uploaded another song, uploaded another song, uploaded another song. Nobody listened to. Tell that one person listen. Hello, Lux Vision. Grab your heartbeat. And listen. Then the next person listened. And then all of a sudden, everybody started listening. And now he's got what is it? 97 million listeners every month. I'm not surprised. Are you? No. I am happy to see you again, too. No. And so what I'm talking about, those of you who are just joining, we're talking about Bad Bunny, and we're talking about how that was Benito identity shifted from Benito to Bad Bunny. Aw, I have to read this. Lux Vision says, you are such a pleasure to listen to and learn from. Thank you. I love what I'm doing. I've been doing it for a long time, y'all. I have been doing this since 2013. I have coached over 20,000 women to identity shift, so that they could shift their energy, shift their state, and so that they can calibrate to being the person, the woman who has what they desire. Thank you, Mama Bear. What I want you to know is that you are one identity shift away from whatever you desire. And it's not about manifesting 1 or 2 things at a time. It's about having the whole thing. And when you decide that you're the identity of the person who has all of it, you don't have to manifest 1 thing at a time. It all comes. It all flows, right? It all flows. And so Bad Bunny was Benito, bragging the groceries, and then going at night, uploading to the SoundCloud when none of you knew his name. And now everybody knows his name. Well, at least, most people, a group of people They had to have their own halftime show that nobody watched, that only bots came to, but that's okay. We most people know his name. And that is him creating a culture, changing the conversation. And did you guys know? I'm going to give you all a fun fact, and you may know this, but the same person who choreographed the Beyonce Bowl, who choreographed Kendrick Lamar, also choreographed Bad Bunny. Yeah. And if you look at all of them, if you guys go back, watch all three. They all have ties to the culture, to the connection. They're all teaching you, right? They're all, yes, Tyler Perry has a great story as well. But they're all teaching you like about the history. Whoopi, one that you can think of that's successful, identity shifted. And the only reason why you don't quote unquote have, and I like to say have, because when Queen Vanessa decided that she's opening a school, that school is opened. You are the leader and founder of an amazing school in the Bronx. I already see it. It's already done. The 3D is catching up. But the only reason that would slow the 3D from catching up to you, right? The only reason you through the 3D would catch up to you is if you don't identity shift into the founder and creator of this wonderful, beautiful, amazing woman who already has that. All right, Hugh. We allow all conversations, but we just have to do it with respect, okay? People in our community that may be trans, so just let's respect everyone, okay? All right. And so my thing is also, if we say, okay, as a community, there are ways that people have been destabilized the community in other ways, right? Everything's a lie if you think about it. Y'all, I'm about to go off on a tangent. Everything's a lie. Everything you've been taught is a lie. Everything. And so if you think about it, so if you put him into the community to destabilize the community and, do the black, how they say, what is it called? Like trauma porn and all of that stuff. That happened. But there's also people that look at him and say, wow, if he can create multiple millions, I can too. So the destabilization will work for certain people if they look at it at certain ways. But there are also a huge group of people that are looking at him and saying, oh, that's potential. That's something I can create too. I can have a big company. I can do. So there's two sides to it, right? So like I said, everything is a lie, right? Everything can be a psyop and everything can be used negatively or positively. It depends on the person that uses it. So if we want to say, oh, Tyler Perry was put into the community to destabilize, it's okay. But guess what? When they did that, and guess what? There's some people that were inspired. So boom, boom, bam, 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 bam. So you didn't destabilize. You just created a whole group of people that actually feel like they can have hundreds of millions of dollars and change like the face of entertainment too. And so I just want to show the two sides of the coin, because everybody's opinion is valid, but everything isn't so black and white. All right, y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Mariah Carey is an example. Yes, you get to choose what I allow in your reality. You do. You get to choose what you allow into your reality. I have had a very successful Coca-Cola company, Deloitte. Before it was like Deloitte and Touche, now it's just called Deloitte. So Deloitte, the Coca-Cola company, Victoria's Secret. What else? I feel like I'm forgetting some. Another cola company, and I always forget the name of that cola company because it was on the way out, right? It's on the way to creating this. And so not only have I worked for the top country companies, and I have made people like, we're finding, we got the files of Epi, and we're finding out things about some of like Les Wexler and all this kind of stuff that was someone that I worked for. So it made him hundreds of millions of dollars. So I've done that. I've been in that industry. I've done all the things, right? I did all of that a multiple six-figure career and ended up filing for bankruptcy. Why? Because I hadn't embodied the identity of the me who was not an employee. I hadn't embodied the identity of the person who was a CEO of her own business. And so I didn't have the right price points. I didn't have the right offer suite. I didn't have any of those things that I needed in order to be successful. And I went from bankruptcy to having $1 million business. And how did I do it? From identity shifting. Let's see. Yes, Kanye. Yes, though problematic is an example. Exactly. Like I can't hate on anybody. Anybody who has to have some success, they've done an identity shift, and doesn't mean that I have to value everything that they've done or think that they're perfect or knight them. No, they're just examples of that you can do it too. Let's see. Tell your story of moving from Atlanta to New York. I tell your story of moving from Atlanta. Oh, Mama Bear, thank you. How many of you have heard that story? My Sex in the City story. I love to say it. I love to tell that story here on TikTok. It's one of my favorite stories. But what I'm saying to you guys is that no one's perfect. And I'm the first to tell you, I am not perfect. I filed for bankruptcy and had to shift my identity to becoming the woman who has the business that I have now. I've been doing this for almost, it would be 13 years in February. Yay, anniversary. 13 years, y'all. I've been doing this for 13 years, coaching over 20,000 women. If anybody knows about identity shifting and manifestation, it is me. Let's see, Mama Bear, I love to hear it. It's amazing. And so I had to identity shift. I had to identity shift into the woman who was living in New York City while I was living in Atlanta, Georgia. Let's see. Thank you, Mama Bear. It says, I definitely know my stuff. Thank you. Let's see. Yaya Vino, that's where I'm at, 39 years old, shifting and recognizing my gifts. Amen. Hallelujah. Yes. I will be 50 in 38 days, y'all. 50 years old. 50. Am I doing it right? No, I have to do it this way. 50. 50. I will be 50 years old. 21st. How old did y'all think I was? Y'all know we don't crack. Queen Vanessa's 46. Your group container is worth every dime. Amen. Hallelujah. Yes. So I will be 50. This not because I'm some spring chicken that just got out of college and it's like, you can create your own reality. No, I am telling you stuff as a person of color who has lived in the South. The dirty South, has moved herself to New York, then came back down to the South. I'm from New Orleans. It wasn't like an easy path. I created the way for this to be an easy path. My mom taught me ask, believe, receive. Put it in. She's like, write it in your journal, Christine. It's gonna manifest. She said it's gonna create. God's gonna give it to you. That's the way they say. I'm a NOLA baby. Yes. Oh, let's see. You look amazing. And then some. Oh, thank you so much. It's because of joy. It's because I choose joy even when I'm filing for bankruptcy. It's because I choose joy that's going on in this world today. What's going on outside of me. It's because I shifted identities from being the employee to being the entrepreneur, even while I was the employee. It's because I decided not to identify myself as the person who filed for bankruptcy, and that's only what she's worth. Thank you, Brown Sugar Goddess. Y'all have the best names. Mama Bear 111, Queen Vanessa, Brown Sugar Goddess. I mean, come on, y'all. This is good. Yaya. I mean, come on. These are great names. Thank you. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you for all the follows. Definitely grab your heart me. Look, I am not speaking from some perch looking down at y'all talking about, you can create your own reality. What's wrong with you? Why haven't you created that yet? I am not because I know what it's like to be one, a woman, number two, to be a woman of and to be in the middle of corporate America deciding I want to start my own business. I also know what it's like to still have things in my epigenetics and to be have been conditioned to think that I had to work 100 times harder than everyone else in order to get the same shit that they have. You don't. That was conditioned. I had to shift my identity from being the girl who had to work all night and trudge and do all the things because I was told that that's what I had to do. I had to shift my identity from being that version of me. I had to decide, no, ma'am, not today. That's not happening. I had to decide that things got to be easy for me. Yes, gotta let that go. We gotta let that go. If you are BIPOC, and I love my a BIPOC and you are creating your reality, the first thing I want you to know is that everything is a lie. It's all a lie. You have never been inferior, ever, of course, because if you ever were, they wouldn't work so hard to try to keep you down. So I want you to see that you must be so powerful. And when you remember that, you become unstoppable. Women too, if you're listening to this and you're a woman, no matter what you were born as, if you are a woman and you are listening to this, you are the creator of your reality. You are the home of a creator. You are in the image of the creator, because the only person that creates life is a woman. Just saying. I love you, men. I love y'all. Y'all are great. But I'm just saying, we've been told that we're just incubators, but the truth is everything. But you've been told that you need to sit down. You can't understand financials. You be a good girl. You've been told to not have any anger. You've been told not to move energy. You've been told that this is bad and you are this. It's all lies. You don't have to listen to anyone else's opinion about anything. You get to come within you and say, oh, what does that mean for me? Yeah. Let's see. Queen Vanessa says, not a queen from the South. Yes, facts. Yaya says, it's not about hustle anymore. It's about, yes, working smart, not hard. Yes. Yes. And so, do not let anyone tell you what you can and cannot do, because all of it is their own insecurities. Own insecurities. Yes, the soft life. We get to live a soft life where you have a multiple $1 million business. They can go together. They can coexist. Refuse to be available to the struggle. Get off of the struggle bus, because guess what? You were placed on the struggle bus, but you do not have to stay on the struggle bus. I used to have a Mama Bear might remember this. I used to have a course. It was called Get Off the Struggle Bus. Get off the struggle bus, because you don't have to ride it. You don't have to stay on. You can go ahead and pull that ding, ding, ding and get off of the bus, because it's all lies. You have never ever been inferior. You have never not been so amazing, because people do not create kryptonite unless you are Superman. And even that kryptonite can't do nothing to you. Y'all saw Superman when he woke back up. He was like, came back. Give me the soft life like yesterday. Yes. And then you get to see what kind of soft life, what does a soft life look like for you? Right? Because all of you have gifts. All of you have been placed on this earth to share your work. And guess what feels like soft life to me? What I'm doing feels like the softest life I've ever had. Coming on live, and all I do, I have to talk to y'all. That's it. I get to tell y'all and share with you and give you tips and tell you things that's going to help change your freaking life. Soft. Put the crowns on, y'all. What wasn't soft was when I had to go up in that 9 to 5, and it actually turned out to be 8 to 8. That wasn't soft at all. What wasn't soft was when I was making billions of dollars for these Not putting it the focus on me and my gifts. So what are being your Bad Bunny? Where are you not being your Bad Bunny? Benito became Bad Bunny before anybody listened to him. He was like listening to his old music, posting it on SoundCloud. He probably was that person that had the phone at the parties and was like, y'all need to listen to my song. Y'all listen to this song. Y'all is real good. And the friends were like, oh Lord, all right. Look, Benito, go just play it. Benito, play. All right. And now they're like, oh yeah, come to my wedding. And he's like, have your wedding on Super Bowl stage. And they're like, all right. Oh, Bougie Barbie is back. Y'all, VIP. Yes. And so, like, the reason why I brought this up is because, like, there is no limit to what you can create except for your decision of who you are. You don't manifest what you want, you manifest who you think you are and what you think you can receive. And so when I was manifesting bankruptcy, guess what? That was a reflection back to me. I am not going to tell you, oh no, somebody made me, it was bad. But no, that was me. That was a reflection back to show me the way I thought about myself. I was the employee trying to play. And we don't use the word trying. We don't use the word can't. But I was trying of an entrepreneur. But I was listening to other people, taking their advice, listening to them when they told me what I should do, how I should do it. Okay, here's the crazy thing. I go and quit my job. I start in, doing the things that I need to do online. I get into some, program with somebody who didn't have as much experience as I had. And I started listening to that person because they had made money online. So because that person was supposed to be successful, instead of listening to my own heart, doing what I knew I should do, I was listening to someone else. So of course, everything didn't flow the way it needed to. Of course, I wasn't as successful as I knew I got to be. Why? Because I wasn't listening to my own heart. I wasn't listening to my own flow. That's why when you come into my world, I'm like, this is what I see. Everybody doesn't sound like me. Everybody doesn't look like me. Everybody doesn't do the exact same things. When you get your 30-day protocol after you take the alignment assessment and you find out what your identity level is, what you do next is you get options, because your 30-day protocol is going to look different than someone else's 30-day protocol, because you get to do what feels good for your soul, not just what I tell you were supposed to do. That's why we have the 3-day event, so you can understand it all. And so then you can take it and say, okay, what works for me? What shifts for me? What's going to work for my frequency and my identity? Because this is a frequency game, y'all, and your identity determines your frequency. Who are you being? That's what you're attracting. Your frequency pulls out what's in the quantum soup, and then that's what you're receiving. Hello, Zoe Renee. Lover Renee. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? I told you I'm turning 50 soon, chat. I try to be cool because I was in fashion and beauty. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Remember, heart, because tapping is clapping. And please share this with all the people. Grab your heart me's. Do all those things. I'm just learning about this whole TikTok live. Y'all, I love it. And so one of the biggest things that you get to understand is, okay, this is what I desire. Who do I need to be to create that desire? That is why I created the alignment assessment. 20 minutes, and then you get your diagnosis as to where you are in relation to what you desire. Because I've been doing this And I worked with a lot of people. And I know when you give a certain answer, what that actually means in your body. Because a lot of you are like, yeah, I have the identity of the me. Hello, girl, go lightly. I have the identity of the me who has blah, 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 blah. It's like, oh, do you? Do you? Do you? Are you willing to do Kika Bonito? Are you willing to go home after your job and post new music every single day and look that nobody listened to it and then post a new song? Are you willing to post your post and then you didn't get anybody buy from it? You're ready to do another video and do another post. Are you willing to do that? Because if you did, music. Stars upload their music. Stars let their music be heard. Stars create music for their community. Stars create movements before they're stars. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? And so, Bonito, right? He didn't decide, oh, well, they didn't like my call. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait until someone finds me. I'm going to wait to be discovered. I'm going to wait for that label to just knight me and say that I should name myself Mad Bunny and I should wear this outfit and I should do this thing. He said, no, I'm going to bag these groceries and then I get off at 10. And when I get off at 10, I'm going to go up in there and I'm going to make some more music and put it on. That's what he did. Are you doing that right now? Where are you doing that? Are you showing up for yourself, posting the songs, posting the videos, posting all of those? Let's see. Shifts here all the way up. Yeah, Nate. You gotta decide that you're going to do that even when no one cares. Because you've got to care and you've got to see that I'm doing this for my community or I'm doing this for that version of the person who's praying for this and I'm going to make it available for them to find it. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? If you're picking up what I'm putting down, tapping is clapping, tapping is clapping. So can you imagine 10 years groceries to having the album of the year and the biggest Super Bowl show of halftime show of all time before Kendrick and Michael Jackson? Michael Jackson! And Benito isn't the only person that identity shifted. Benito became Bad Bunny. Michael Jackson became MJ. Beyonce, Sasha Fierce. Christine Hayes, Christine Michelle. What is your identity shift? I have clients that have gone to become the copy queen. Now they're known everywhere. Insurance exam queen, multiple $1 million business. It doesn't have to be music. It doesn't have to be sports. It doesn't have to be any of those. It can be your actual business that you. I get to be known for this. I'm going to continue showing up like the person who's already known for this. Yeah. Yes, he did. Plush Babe hit. Yes, yes, yes. Sean. You remember how I said, y'all, there's no judgment for these people, but they have had identity shifts. We don't care what they did with those things. That's not my job to talk about right now, but we'll bring him up. Sean Combs became Puff Daddy, who became P. Diddy, and then Diddy. And we know there was a lot of things he did underneath those names, but he shifted. You're watching me because you want to do really good identity shifts and you want to help change the world for the positive, but you can learn from some of these folks. Yep. You can learn from a lot of these Because they've decided I'm one thing and I want to be something else. So let me create an identity around it. Now, what I'm calling for you to do is your soul, your spirit, your inner being is calling for you to share your work or create that project or to open that business. And because it knows that you are going to really impact the world, because it knows that by you doing this, you're going to help so many people. And so you're being called to say, who do I need to be to already be the leader of that experience? I became Christine Michelle, the founder and creator of The Aligned Soul, and then I became the best-selling author of The Aligned Receiver. And then I became the woman who has oh yeah, I'll take it, $1 billion business. Yeah, let's receive. I receive. Right? Who's now looking to have a multiple $1 million year. Right? Do you see how like it just keeps going? I'm deciding. Thank you, Abe's. Thank you for following me. Everybody that's following me, that's doing the heart me's, that's joining the little club, thank you so much. Hello, Nursta. Joining back. Y'all follow Nursta. She's a manifestation coach and she is brilliant. Also talks about identity because identity-based manifestation is the only way to manifest. Stop manifesting one thing at a time. Stop looking for that one thing. Do it all. Have it all. That's what identity-based manifestation does. You stop manifesting one thing at a time and you just become the person who has all of it. All of it. Oh, Lux Vision is also a manifestation coach. You become the person who has all of it. Lux Vision says, and I deal with your identity too. Yes. You've got to decide what you want, right? So get clear. Say, what do I want? As all of those things. And then once you get so clear, I love to direct you to create a name for that so that before you go live, you can put on that identity, because soon you won't need to put on that identity. Guess who doesn't need Sasha Fierce anymore? Because she integrated Sasha Fierce. Sasha Fierce is just who she is, but Sasha Fierce is now Beyonce. Benito and Bad Bunny are one. But there was a time when he made the things as Bad Bunny, and now Bad Bunny, Benito, he answers to both. This is the power that you have. But most of the time, the reason why you haven't done the identity shift, the reason why I hadn't done my identity shift was because I had patterns. Those patterns of thinking that I needed to work super hard, thinking that I could listen to other people. Why am I listening to people with less experience than me? Because I had an identity that I thought that, I got the degree, I got all the things, I learned from other people. Let me learn from somebody else again. No, I didn't need any of that. Let's see. Do you think there's a difference between creating an identity and performing? Okay, that is a great question, Yaya. That is a great. Yaya asked. Let me pin. All right. Yaya asks, do you think that there's a difference between creating an identity and performing? Yes and no. All right, so there's two answers to this, and I'm going to tell you why. The way I teach identity shifting is you're becoming the version of you that's on the timeline that has the thing, so it's not acting, right? So there's no acting. But in the beginning, it might feel like a performance because you are shifting into that identity, and it may feel like you have to go hard in the paint, or you may lean into it. You may need to lean into it a little bit more. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? And so that's why I say this is who you've decided you are. So you're not acting as if this is who you decided you are, but in the beginning, it could feel like a performance. identity is still there, right? So it's like, and so what I want you to know is that don't look, even if you feel like you're performing, at least you are performing in the identity of the you who has it. And so in the beginning, don't like make yourself feel bad if you're like, okay, I'm the $1 million business owner. And you have to remind yourself in the beginning, you're like, I'm the woman who, because guess what? Sasha Fierce was performing. Sasha Fierce would go out there and be like, hey, yeah, to the left. She was doing her thing. And then she would get off. And the reason why I know it, because I have people in the house who actually cooked for her. Then she would come home and she would be like, so grateful, so quiet, so meek. Okay? So she needed that Sasha Fierce so she could go out there and give it her all. Nope. B don't need Sasha Fierce because she had become Sasha Fierce. She doesn't have to say Sasha Fierce. No. She came out there Beachella. She didn't need Sasha Fierce anymore because that was who she was. It. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? And so in the beginning, you may be like, I'm Yaya, here I go. I'm going, and then you might have to like buck yourself up. You might have to be like, woo! And then you go on live and you're like, Yaya in the building. Here she is. And then you can be like, so guys, blah, 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 and do it in your way. And then when you leave, you're going to be like, whoo. That's who I am. Yes, I'm Yaya. This is who I am. Mm-hmm. And then you might have to buck yourself up again. But that's okay if you're leaving. If it feels like performing. Because I want you to perform. Yeah, she says, I'm quiet till my passion shows up. Yes. And so don't judge yourself. Just be it. Be that version of you. The more you be that version of you, the performance ends and it becomes anchored. And that's what we do in the Aligned Soul universe. This is why, like, what I am doing going forward, the bigger program that I have. So you have the identity, the alignment assessment, right? The alignment assessment gives you your diagnosis. It lets you know where you are. You'll get your 30 days. You'll do that. But the upgrade, the bigger thing that I have, yes, this is it. I'm so glad. But the upgrade that I have is the Alignment Lab. The Alignment Lab isn't about learning more. Will there be access for you to be like, click on that, you'll watch and you'll be like, okay, step 1, step 2, okay, I got it. You'll be like, oh, how do I shift my state? Okay, Aligned Soul Alchemy, let me read that, let me learn. Yes, you'll have access to all of that. But the most important thing about the Alignment Lab to me is accountability and you showing up in that identity every single day. And what I have seen after coaching 20,000 women for the last 13 years is that we lose it once we're not on camera. Once we're back at home with the friends, once we are talking to our partner. And so that's why I wanted to create a space where it is all about your identity, all about how you show up. The conversations you have in this space are, this is who I am. The conversations you have in this space is like, I am creating this, and everybody says, let's freaking go. The conversations that you need to align with that identity. Yes, facts. Tell me how to pronounce that. Imperatrice Royal. Love it. I love these names. Yes. Mama Bear, yes, we're all guilty of that. I'm guilty of that. I told you guys about my $60,000 month. I was so excited. I was like, yes, I made $60,000 cash. I made it. 100,000 is next. Next day, I was freaked out. Empress in French. Oh, and I'm from New Orleans. I speak a little French, but a little bit more Spanish. I took French though. Family speaks French, but we don't. I love that. That's beautiful. So I had $60,000 meet. So you want to know what happened? Haitian and French. Yes. I'm New Orleans Creole, but family didn't teach us teach us. Anyway, and so I had a $60,000 month, but I didn't have a $60,000 identity. Where that was like, where I was like, this is who I am. Of course, this is happening. Of course, done and done and done and done and done. Oh, thank you. Remember to grab your heart me's, guys, and all the things. And so what happened was the next month it went down lower than 10,000. I think it was like a $7,000 month from 60. Why? Because I was so worried about trying to keep it and not making a mistake. And I hired all these coaches and I did all this stuff and I did all of that. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? I did all of that, trying to hold on to it instead of shifting my identity to being the person that 60,000 was just every day. That's just, of course I made 60,000. And of course I'll make it again next month. And even that was not the identity that I had, and that's why I didn't hold it. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Have you manifested something and then all of a sudden you're like, it next month it wasn't there anymore? I see this a lot with the people with the relationships. They manifest the person is amazing, and they're like, I love my life, and then all of a sudden ghosted. Because their identity assumed that men were no good, and it wasn't stabilized. It wasn't anchored. Yes. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? And so that's why I created the Alignment Lab. The Alignment Lab is you one payment, like you're there for the rest of your life. It's not even a membership, but you get a ton of stuff forever. For as long as I'm in business, and I've been in business for 12 years, y'all, so I'll be here for a while. And so what the Alignment Lab is, you come in, you these things. This is how I'm showing up for myself. This is what I'm doing. Let's have an imagining lab. Let's talk about this. Let's do this. You get together with a group of people who also are creating this things in their life that are similar, and you can have these types of conversations. You talk like the 5D, you talk like the person who's in the quantum soup, the person who has decided that this is already theirs, and the 3D is just catching up to them. And you let the 3D catch up. Oh, I'll tell you about Imagining Lab. Let me see. Yes, Bessie, there is no one to change but self. Exactly. Yes, I know exactly what you mean. Okay, so what we're having so you have the alignment assessment, right? So you take the alignment assessment, you know what level you are as far as your identity, your state, your blah, blah, blah. So you have all that information. Then in the Alignment Lab, we're going to have imagining labs. 30 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever. We all come together and we're either going to be imagining for the world, because y'all, we need to be creating the world that we want. It is tearing down in the back. We need to be imagining the kind of world that we want. When we do that, and we're doing that together, guess what gets created? The type of world you want. But anyway, we're going to have the imagining labs where you get to tap in and everybody is imagining their life. And so one of the biggest things we're going to do in the Alignment Lab, I just did a video. If y'all haven't seen it, I think it posted at 222. I talked about how if you see this video, you're going to be a multimillionaire. But then I gave you 5 things to do, because I'm not trying to prophesy over you. You need to do some things. And one of the last things, it's like 9 minutes. For 1 minute, 9 different times in that 9-minute span, you are thinking and feeling and one scene that's 1 minute long, and you're going to do it 9 times. And then we're going to do it again 9 times. Do you see how you get the repetition? One that is conditioning your body to already know what you decided is already yours. Because what? Your brain and your subconscious cannot tell the difference between what happened and what didn't happen, right? Number 2, you're bringing in your senses, you're bringing in your body, you're bringing in your feelings, so that you can also shift your state to when it comes, the 3D finally catches up to you, so that it feels normal and you don't do what I did and lose that $60,000 faster than it came in. I am not ashamed. I will tell you guys how I messed up, okay? But yes, we need to, I'm creating this imagination lab. I'm creating the alignment lab because we get to align together. And so there's no other that focuses on integration and anchoring in your identity. There's a lot of teaching, but there isn't a lot of integration. And I wanted an integration only program. Yes. And it all starts like you take like I said, you take the alignment assessment, and then you have a special price for the alignment lab because you've taken the assessment. Y'all gonna see it because this alignment lab, like I said, is going to be the only thing I'm focused on. Because I want people to come into my world. I want to hold them accountable, and I want them to have a space where they can hold themselves accountable for being in the energy. Because there's always something new that you want to manifest. There's always an up level to your identity. There's always that. Always. I know myself. Sometimes, okay, y'all, I told y'all I had to file for bankruptcy, right? I told you I filed for bankruptcy when I first started my business, six-figure career, and I just knew I've been having it for so long. Of course my business is going to be multi six figures. Well, not when I was in the identity of an employee, when I'm supposed to be running a business, but that's okay. So anyway, I filed for bankruptcy. But while I was filing for bankruptcy, guess what was happening for my clients who were working with me at that time? I had a client, she had $102,000 day, not year, day. I had another client, she had $150,000 a month. And I'm like, my clients are killing it. What's wrong with me? They doing what I'm telling them to do. But guess who wasn't doing what I was telling them to do? Me. Because as soon as I get up in the morning, I was like, let me get to work. Employee. Let me be a good employee, a good girl. Let me get to work. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Imperatrice. And so because I hadn't identified and been in the identity of the me who had a business and who was a manifestation genius and who is helping my clients identity shift, right? Much love and support on this live. I appreciate it. Lucas Rose. Faceless Wealth. I'm loving all of y'all. Come on in. But because I wasn't being that version of me, of course I was filing for bankruptcy while my clients was hitting it hard because they were doing the work that I was telling them to do and I wasn't. Come on. Are you truly doing the work that you are telling your clients to do? Some of y'all. And you're like, that's why we need an accountability room. That's why we need a group that you get to have your alignment lab. You get to sit there and do. Say, guess what, y'all? I did my affirmations. I did everything that I said I was going to do. I showed up. I posted. I did the things. Y'all give me some love. Show up to this live. Help me out. That's the kind of room I want, a community. And it doesn't matter if you are just starting your business, being a digital queen, faceless wealth queen, whatever. And it doesn't matter if you're hitting multiple millions, like some of my clients. You all need to do the work, regardless. Just like I need the way I needed to do the work. Facts. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Like I could stay here all day with y'all. I love these lives. And so one of the biggest things for me, I had created the identity, right? Soul, but I wasn't being the woman who has amassed $1 million in her business that I am doing now. I was being an employee because for over 20 years, I'll be 50 in 38 days. For over 20 years, I had worked for somebody else. I had pushed forward somebody else's dream. I knew how to come to work and do what I needed to do to help their cause. I didn't know how to do that for myself. And it wasn't until I embodied the identity of the person who was the CEO and founder of a business that now is in 80 different countries, that's known all over the world, that has clients that's been following me since 2013, 14, 15. It wasn't until I decided that was who I was. yet that things started to shift and I was able to go from bankruptcy. I had to identity shift my booty out of bankruptcy. All right. Let's see. Yes, y'all, 50. I'll be 50 March 21st. Y'all gonna be, I wonder if I'm gonna go live. I don't know. I might take that day off. Let's see. I need to partner with you so I can help my Haitian community. I'm starting a school in Haiti. Oh, so many of you are starting schools. Queen Vanessa. I don't know if Queen Vanessa is on, but Queen Vanessa is starting a school in the Bronx. Oh, Haitian community. Y'all, look. We get to do this. You get to do this. Okay? And so, first of all, I don't know if you guys know why I started the business that I did. I started this business one because I could talk about, yes, DM me. I started this business because I decided that I wanted to help women all over, specifically for women, the divine feminine. I wanted women all over the world to rise up, creating schools, to start teaching their healing work, to start their healing schools, to do whatever spiritual work that they are meant to do, the manifestation teachings. I'm loving that all of you are on here. I want to be someone that they'd be like, I worked with Christine and I created $1 million business. And if I help 1,000 of you or 1,000,000 of you create $1 million, what is that? $1 billion. If I help all of you to create that, I've already helped several in their business and I'm ready for more. And my intention is for 10,000 women to take the alignment assessment and to join the alignment, the Aligned Soul universe, right? And to give them their 30-day protocol, because I know that one, they're going to shift a person, a healthier mind, a healthier emotional intelligence, someone who has higher discernment and knows that they don't need to believe anything that they're told, that they get to decide who they are and how they show up. That's me changing the world already. Yes, if you click the link in bio, put the code LIVE77. I'm going to put it here because when I am live, there's a special 90% off code. So don't forget that. 90% off the webinar price, 90% off code. So you put that code in there and you get 90% off. But my intention is this year to help at least 10,000, mostly women. I love y'all guys, but mostly women, women, to share their gifts and to create success in their business. Your manifestation, but manifestation includes you acting, moving, doing the things that you need to do. And the difference between me and other people that teach it is I have a modality called Woo Do. I'm going to write it down. I'm going to show y'all. I forgot. I haven't been sharing that. It's called Woo Do. Why? Because it's the woo plus the do, which means you get the woo and you get the practical so that you know what to do and you do it in the identity of the you that gets to have it. Let's see. I wish she didn't take everything with the kids to her affair partner's life. Who's that? Rolo. I wish she didn't take everything with the kids to her affair partner's life. Who's that? Affair partner. Who did that? Anyway, Rolo telling people business. Lord. So one of the biggest things, woo do, correct? So you need to, yes, I love magic and miracles. I love us tapping into illogical results. I love us knowing that we get to quantum leap. I love us knowing that quantum leaps are in the unknown and the unexpected. Oh, wait, hold on, Rolo. I'm gonna get to that. I love that, everything gets to happen, with the unknown and the unexpected. That's where quantum leaps lie, right? But I also know that in order to anchor in your identity, you need to act, move in the 3D world, in the identity of the one who has all the things. So that means you're taking the unseen and you're being that version of you, even when the 3D says that's not who you get to be. That's where woo-do come in. Because you get told you so many timeline jumping stories, things that I could not have like predicted, things that, you know, or don't feel normal. They feel like magic. But I also know why the timeline shifted. Why? Because I was being someone else. I decided to be the identity of the me who had the thing and the time. So let's all send, first of all, send love to Rolo J. Let me know if I'm saying your name right. Rolo J, 711. His wife and children of 15 years left while he was sleeping. And we're just sending you some love. I'm sorry about that. That's, I don't, wait, we don't say I'm sorry. I apologize that that happened. And you get to know that right now you are at a precipice. You are right now at the point where now you get to choose. Right now at a time where you get to choose and say, okay, what am I going to do now? What am I choosing to do? We know that she left. We know she took the kids, but you get to say, okay, what do I want in my life? Maybe you don't want her no more. Maybe you still want to be a father to those kids though. And so what you get to do is you get to start imagining that you are being the best father ever to those babies, to those kids. And then you also get to imagine that you are in an amazing relationship with the love of your life. We don't have to say it's her. Maybe you want it to be her. Maybe she'll come back. But if you just decide that you are a catch, that you are a good father, that you are someone that people are like, you are most desired. I say that to Jose. He's the most desired king, and people get to come into his space because he's going to treat people with respect, treat women with respect, treat himself with respect. Best father that these kids could have ever had. And he is going to do that in the circumstances. It is all for a reason. And you get to decide what you want. It is, you have the power there. And so I'm sending you so much love. Everybody send Rolo some love. And Rolo's gonna come back and be like, this is what I did. I'm a good dad. The kids love hanging out with me. I love spending my time. I love having my weeks with them. And I also got this fine honey that now is in my life too. Thank you for following me. Went on for a year, played in my face again and again. Now I'm good. Thank you. Yes. Boop. Bye. And now you've got the freedom. You get to now be the dad of a, like, get to be that good father, that father you always, because it's going to be good for the kids. The kids are going to finally see you in your best. They're going to see maybe mom in her best, because maybe it wasn't the best together. And I'm not trying to say, y'all, I want to break up families, but I'm just saying sometimes breakups happen, and they happen for the good of the kids, because kids are going to be okay. Y'all know kids are going to be okay. These kids are going to see you in your best and be like, I'm so happy dad is happy. They're going to see mom in her best and be like, I'm so happy mom's happy. And all y'all are winning. All of you. Thank you for the heart me, Rolo. And y'all picking up what I'm putting down. This has been a really good live. Thank you, Benito, Bad Bunny, for inspiring it, because it's just when you can start to see examples of how people you know have shifted their identity to become who they are today, then you can see where you aren't being the identity. And so one of the biggest things is you're not waiting, right? I said he didn't wait for the record contract to post the music. No, he didn't wait for people to say you're amazing. He decided that he was Bad Bunny. He decided that nobody listened to that song. Let me do another one. And nobody listened to that one. I'm going to post another one. Nobody listened to that one. I'm going to post another one. And he just kept moving like that. And that is where you get to do it. All right. So look, take the alignment assessment. It is in my bio. You'll see a big little picture of it. Put the code LIVE77. You have about an hour after I hang up the live to still use that code. You put the code LIVE77 in it, you get 90% off. Take the 20-minute assessment. That 20-minute assessment is going to give you a diagnosis. The diagnosis is going to let you know if it's your identity, is it your state, and is it your calibration. Once you take that, you are given 3-day event. The 3-day event is where we go into lots of detail of everything we talked about today and so much more. But you're going to learn how to embody the version of you that already has it. So in that 3-day event, I am also going to give you a 30-day protocol. 30 days. You get a step-by-step what you get to do for the next 30 days to really anchor this new identity in. And then after that 30-day protocol, you can, or before the 30-day protocol, thank you for the heart puffs. I appreciate it. After that 30-day protocol, you get to start to look and see if you want to join the Alignment Lab. The Alignment Lab is on pre-sale. The doors open on 3/3. It's on pre-sale right now. It is $2,000 off, but you only get the invitation after you've taken the alignment assessment, because I need to know what you're doing before you come into the Alignment Lab, so we can know if we're working on your identity, or we're working on your state, or we're working on your calibration. And so if you have any questions, you want to know more information, always come into my DMs. I am not one of those people that's going to be like, don't come in my DMs. I can't, I can't chat a lot. And sometimes I have my team help me out, but come into my DMs, ask a specific question. I can always point you in the right direction and say, okay, this would be a good thing for you. This would be a good thing for you. Oh, I have this thing, I'm always there. Thank you, Rooted Realms. I love y'all. Oh, the dolphin, a heart puff. I receive it. Oh, thank you. I am awesome. Ayamara? Or Ayamra. Let me know how to pronounce your name. I always want to say everybody's name right. Let's see. Rolo says she had them out of school 30 days and they want to come. See, yes, you can. Like I said, I'm doing this because I have a vision of helping 1,000 women or more create $1 million in their businesses that are going to help the community, businesses that are going to help the world, businesses that are going to change. Let's see. The second time was right. Ayamra. Ayamra? Let me know if that was right. I can't remember what I say. Y'all, let me challenge sometimes and I don't remember. So anyway, I want to help you. Yes. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for the heart puffs, the dolphins, the y'all follow me and get your what are those? The heart me's. Do all of those things because I'm learning more about TikTok every single day. Hello, Tam. All right. Does anyone have any questions? Drop it in the comments. I will answer your questions. We've been talking about identity shifting. We've been talking about identity blocks. We've been talking about patterns. About how he went from Benito to Bad Bunny. We talked about Beyonce going from Beyonce to Sasha Fierce, and we put it in the thing, right? We said that now she doesn't even need it anymore because she integrated it. I talked about the alignment assessment that gives you a diagnosis of where you are in relation to what you want and what you need to shift, and how you get 90% off if you use that code LIVE77. Y'all see it up there at the top somewhere. Then we also talked about the Alignment Lab where hello, cousin just joined. That's my cousin, y'all. We talked about the Alignment Lab, how you get the invitation to join the Alignment Lab only after you have taken your assessment, right? We talked about that. Grab your heart me's. Oh, you know what? I'm going to stay on till I get to 10,000 hearts. Y'all think we can do it? Let's get to 10,000 hearts. I want to get to 10,000 hearts. So put in your questions. I'm going to talk a little bit more. We talked about how Bad Bunny went from being a bag boy, bagging groceries, to doing what? Having the album of the year 10 years later, having the best Super Bowl performance, halftime performance ever after, right? On top of Kendrick Lamar is underneath him, and then MJ, Michael Jackson, underneath Kendrick Lamar. Can you imagine that? Well, I want you to say yes, because whatever you want, whatever you desire, you can create. Whatever you desire, you can create, but it starts with an identity shift. That's why I teach identity-based manifestation, because I can teach you the 444 method or the 555. I can teach you a method of, let's say, I'll teach you this visualization method. I gave of what to do. I can teach you all of these things. However, if it's not hitting your identity where you need the shift, right? Because let's say it's your state. Let's say you need to shift your identity in a state because you have trauma or you have something that's epigenetic, something that came through your bloodline. And so you're seeing yourself as needing to work hard and all of this stuff. And so then you pick the hardest manifestation process of robotic affirming, something that you got to do all day, every day for like 10 hours straight. Of course you do that. Why? Because your epigenetics tells you you need to work hard because you had previous enslaved people in your bloodline, or you had this happen, or your grandma told you got to work harder than everybody else. So you pick that and then you manifest what you want, and it's so hard to keep it because that aligns with that frequency. It is a frequency. Putting down. Hello, soul. Hello, Sheila. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? It is a frequency game. And so when you understand where your identity is, that's why I created the assessment. And then you understand the steps that you get to take, then guess what happens? You don't have to do all of these other manifestation processes, because that's all TikTok is full of. It's just process after process after process after process. And then you're like, I've been doing all these processes, but I still don't have the thing. That's because it's not about the process. It's about shifting your identity and knowing what piece of your identity needs to shift. Is it your thoughts, your beliefs? Is it your feelings, your emotions? Is it your intentions, your decisions? Is your actions? Is it your state? Are you calibrated? My client who had the $102,000 day and now is multiple millions in her business, she a $100,000 month before she had the $100,000 month. Now it's just normal, but it was normal before it manifested. Because when it did, she wasn't like, oh my God. She was like, I'm so grateful, but she wasn't shocked because she had created it in a way that like she felt it every day. She knew that this was just happening for her. She was like, it's done. The 3D is catching up. And then it did. That's why she never lost it after that. This is what gets to happen. How many of you are picking up what I'm putting down? Yes, tapping is clapping. Let's get to 10,000 hearts. I really want to get to 10,000 hearts. I don't think I've ever gotten to 10,000 hearts. Y'all, come on. I just started going live about 2 weeks ago. Maybe a little less than 2 weeks ago. And I am loving this, talking to all of you. Tap, 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 tap. Let's get some heart. One of the questions that I get all the time, it has to do with when you are manifesting money, right? Or a success level that you've never experienced before. And they're like, well, Christine, you say I need to like normalize it. Like, how do you calibrate to it? How do you normalize it? All right. And so one of the biggest things, like how you normalize yourself having what you desire, is you start training your body to feel it. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? You start training yourself. And the way you train yourself, right, is join the alignment lab. One of the ways to train yourself. But number two is really to start feeling it as real, feeling it as done. And you do that throughout your day. Do you guys remember my ease and flow story? Have you guys heard it? Because I wanted to feel ease and flow. And I wanted to feel this in my life, but I was not feeling ease and flow. I was working my corporate job, and I was doing that corporate job while creating this business. So this was a long time ago. Y'all know I've been doing this business for 13 years. And so I wanted to feel ease. I wanted to feel time abundance. I wanted to feel like I had like, I called it so much time that I could do anything I want. And so what I did was I decided that every hour on the hour, I had the little, I think it was the iPhone 4 at the time. So the little one, y'all remember the iPhone 4 was like this big? I had the iPhone 4 at the time, and I was like putting on my timer, and I had a little timer, a little clock, a little timer. Every hour on the hour, I decided that I was going to feel ease. And so I went into work, and it wasn't ease. Mm-mm. It was fire drill after fire drill. It was like drama. But every hour I would just be like, ah, ease. I feel so much ease, time abundance. And I would just give myself 2 minutes of feeling that, because guess what? Just because there's craziness going on in the world doesn't mean that I can't feel ease and time abundance in the midst of that for 2 minutes. And so I gave myself the ability to feel that every hour on the hour. And I did it in the midst of the crazy. I would come back to my desk and I'd be like, woo, child. I would breathe a little bit longer. Then I would go into doing, like, taking care of all the fire drills, taking care of all the crazy. And I had done that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Middle to end of the day, my boss came to me saying, we need to talk, come into my office. And I was like, oh, universe. I was like, I wanted to have free time, but I didn't want to get fired or laid off. Like, this is not right. What are you doing, universe? You ain't listening. You're not listening. So instead of freaking out, I just went into the office and I was like, yes, Jason, what do you need? And Jason goes and he says, I don't know how we did this, Christine. I don't understand how we did this. And I was like, did what? And he was like, thank you, fishing. He said, have 2 weeks of vacation, but everyone that reports into you has 3 weeks. So here's 5 days of vacation. So tell me which one. You have 5 days of vacation. Here's extra 5 days of vacation. And he said to do whatever you want to do with it. Now, who was saying that all week? I have so much free time to do anything that I want to do with it. Me. And he reflected that back to me. He didn't know I had been saying that. He didn't know I was manifesting that. I didn't know how the time abundance was going to come, but it came in 5 extra days of vacation. Yes, Bad Bunny and identity shifting. That's my favorite post. I really like that. I just posted that today. And so I get 5 days of vacation. And let me tell you what's weird about this. You remember how I said my modality is called woo-do? This is going to be the wooey part. I was the manager for a group in Tampa, a group in San Antonio, and a group in Toronto. He's telling me that they all have 3 weeks of vacation, but I know that they don't have 3 weeks of vacation, or I know they didn't when I signed them because I gave them their packages. So what happened? For a whole 5 days, every hour on the hour was tapping into ease and time abundance. I have so much free time. I shifted to a timeline where everybody had 3 weeks of vacation, so I couldn't help but have 5 days of extra vacation. That's the woo part. I couldn't have predicted that. I couldn't have made that. No, I shifted timelines. And so let me tell you the next timeline shift. So I said, oh, this is working. I called my sister. I said, girl, that done gave me 5 more days of vacation. She was like, woo. So we're like, it's working. It's working. It's working. It's working. So I keep over the weekend, ease, time abundance, every hour on the hour while I was up. I get to the office Monday, crazy day, ease and time abundance every hour in the hour. Tuesday, crazy day, ease, time abundance every hour in the hour. Wednesday comes. I look and I realize, I'll never forget, I was email because we used to use our inbox as like a project management system. And if I had a lot of emails in my inbox, that means they were all things that I needed to do something with. I was filing away the last email, which meant I did everything. And I was like, whoa, that's crazy, because yesterday was kind of good. And so then I'm like, I let the team that's in Tampa go early because I was like, look, guys, get out, let's go. I called my sister before I leave and I said, Kim, yeah. I said, girl, I'm leaving early. I can't wait. I'll be home in a little bit. I'm just going to call the other team members and let them go. And then she's like, you've been going home early every day this week. That was a timeline shift because I remember going home at 8 p.m. the night before. But that's okay. I didn't argue with it. I said, okay. So I called the people. Tony, how you doing? I was like, what's going on? And he's like, I'm leaving early today because he's like, everything is like cleared up. And I was like, but what about this problem? And what about this problem? And what about that problem? He's like, handled. I don't know what happened. That one's handled too. He's like, I just don't understand. He's like, it's just they didn't need the things that they said they needed, or this is done. And I was like, oh my goodness. He's like, I feel so much ease. Guess what? I manifested ease for myself and for Tony too. I said, Tony, just go home. He was in San Antonio. Go home. Then I called the ladies that are in Toronto. And they're like, Christine, we're about to leave. We're going to leave early. Da, da, da. I was like, wait. Before you go, y'all can go early. I'm not going to stop you. I said, but tell me, what about this? And they were like, it's handled. I said, what about this thing? And they were like, it's done. It's handled. We feel so much ease. This has been the easiest week we've ever had. They like, everything's good. And I was like, all right. I said, well, y'all leave. And I was like, coming up yourself. Because not only had I shifted timelines, I manifested ease for the people that were around me and in my world. That is what you do when you decide. I decided to be the identity of Christine, who experienced ease and time abundance, even though the 3D world kept reflecting back to me, you can't have ease. No, you're going to work late. This is going to be hard. You are going to be exhausted. And I decided no. I decided that I got to feel ease, and even in the midst of the crazy. I decided that the ease that I chose to feel also got to be a byproduct because I chose to feel it. And so I'm telling you, but Bad Bunny did not wait to be Bad Bunny. Benito was not like, I'm going to wait until they tell me that that's who I am. I'm going to wait to, put this music out until somebody says they like it. He put out song after song after song after song, and no one listened. And he kept putting new song and that other song and that other song and that other song, and no one listened. Guess what? Somebody finally listened, and somebody gave it a heart. And that's what's happening when you create your business. That's what's happening when you decide. That's what happens. Okay, so I want you to decide that you get to be the version of you who already has whatever you decided you have. Because it starts with your decision. Your identity shifting starts with your decision. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Remember, tapping is clapping. Give me some taps. Let's get to 10,000, y'all. And share this live out, because like I said, there is so much juice and gold in this live. Because if you decide to be that version of you, be her now, be him now, be them now, then no one can stop you. What did I say earlier? I told you that everything is a lie. I have a post about it. Everything is a lie. Like all of the conditioning, all of the things that you were told you can't do, all of the things that you were told needed to be harder for you, all of those things were just lies. All of those things are a reflection of the person that told you that. Just because it is hard on them does not mean it has to be hard for you. You get to decide what you believe. You get to decide the story that you tell. Decide. So what does that look like, you deciding? You deciding means, one, making the decision. Whatever you are manifesting, put it in the comments. I decide that I have whatever. I decide that I am who, right? Because remember, you're not manifesting the thing. You're manifesting being the person who has the thing. I didn't manifest the ease and the time abundance. I manifested being the person who had the ease and the time abundance. And not only did I have time abundance and ease, so did everyone else. Bad Bunny manifested himself being the person who has the album of the year, who has the top performing Super Bowl show. Beyonce manifested when she decided that she was going to be Sasha Fierce. She manifested being a top performer. Before, she was good. Beyonce was always good. She was always a great performer. But when she decided to be Sasha Fierce and start to integrate that, now she doesn't need the performer. Like she became the person that people go to in awe of the performance. And so what do you want? Like, do you want the multi-million dollar business? Do you want, like, I don't know, the relationship, whatever? Be the person who already has it. Be the person that is manifested, not the person who's trying to manifest. Be the person who gets manifested. I get manifested all the time by clients, by people who have been looking for this information and looking for someone like me to share it. But how does that happen? Because I decided that I am that person and I show up every day like that version of me. I post every single day. I started going live last week, 2 weeks ago. Not every single day. But I decided that that's how the version of me who has $1 million quarter shows up. The person that has $1 million in 90 days, she is going live. She's talking about her program. She's helping people create businesses like that blow their mind. She's helping people to shift and manifest and create. She's helping people shift their state so that they feel like they release trauma and they release all of the things that was stopping them from doing what they desire. That is what I do. Thank you for sharing the live. All of you are sharing the live and giving the hearts and tapping and clapping. I appreciate it. What I want you to know is that I didn't become this version of myself just by sitting on my booty. I had to decide and show up every single day. Even I have coached over 20,000 women over the last 13 years. I started off as a corporate executive. Well, I didn't start off as a corporate executive, but I built myself up to a corporate executive. But I did that for 20 plus years. But then when I started the online business, guess what? I still had to show up every day. I couldn't be like, I'm a corporate executive. I've made companies like Victoria's Secret and Coca-Cola billions of dollars. You must listen to me. No, I had to show up just like everybody else. And I had to be that version of me who people want to listen to, who people want to take the time and learn from, that people that I see the best in them. And so what's the version of you? I find that it's a lot easier to tap into that identity when your identity, why Benito is as big as he is, as Bad Bunny, is because his why was he decided that if he keeps going, he can be an example to the little versions of himself. The little boys and girls that are in Puerto Rico that want to be on stage, that want to be able to still afford their homes and still want to stay in their homeland. He decided that he got to be the version of them that showed them that it doesn't matter where I was born, I did this and you can too. What is your vision? What community are you, supporting? Is it the Haitian community? I'm from New Orleans. I got my New Orleans sisters and everybody, BIPOC and women. That is who I know I'm here for. And I am here to help you create your multiple billion-dollar business because we get to create billions together and we get to have a society where we are supportive and helping everybody. But we can't do that without any money. We can't do that just on our own. I am ready for women of color, people of color, BIPOC, and women to have such good immune systems and good nervous systems. Why? Because they are making good money. Because you are not... I know you get to feel good and you get to feel calm without the money, and that's what I teach. But once you have it flowing too, you're going to feel even extra good. Extra good. But if we're sitting there in lack and sitting there in, not in abundance and not in overflow, then guess what happens? You have stress and you have all these experiences and so we get to shift that identity. You get to be the person who is in overflow and then overflow gets to flow. I know a lot of people are like, well, how do I identify? any money. Hello, Consuela. I was talking about you today. Remember, catch your heart me, get your heart me's, and give me some hearts, go. We want to get to 10,000. That's the goal, to get to 10,000 hearts. And so what happens, right? Consuela is creating a digital empire. That means she's creating digital products. Let's see. It is so difficult sometimes. I'm still going up the mountain. I am an LCSW, building my practice. Okay, let's talk about this. All right, tell me what LCSW is. A social work, licensed social worker? Let me know if that's correct. If not, break it down what it is. All right, so I want you right now, fishing 90. I want you to decide. Mountain. All right, hello, Consuela. I was just talking about you. Licensed clinical social worker. I was close. So you are building your practice. I want you to decide. I know it's difficult sometimes, and I know there are challenges involved. I want you to know, do you know a billionaire who didn't have any challenges? Do you know people who are successful in their business that didn't have any challenges? I just told y'all I filed for bankruptcy before I've created and amassed the $1 million business that I have just now over the last 13 years. So I had lots of challenges. And so what I want you to do is to say, I am the licensed clinical social worker with a booming practice. And yes, there are difficulties. And yes, there are clinical social worker with a booming practice. Period. Say it. Yes, say it out loud. I decide I am a worker with a booming practice, and so it is. Because once you decide, then we can work it. Hello, Lux Vision, welcome back. We can work it once you decide. Because now once you decide, we can create like a little, an identity. You can create a little cool name. Maybe it's not Bad Bunny, but whatever that name is that you have associated with it, we'll create the identity for it. You need to come take the AlignedSoul assessment. Get the code live77 and you get the 90% off. I only do that for TikTok, y'all. TikTok, and then because everybody that comes on the webinar pays the other price that you're going to see on the page. Okay. But what I want you to do is, when you know that I am the licensed clinical social worker, okay, and I have a booming practice, then what does somebody with a booming practice do? What are the thoughts that they think throughout the day? What are the beliefs that they have about like the people that come and join them? Right? So you got to start thinking, moving, and being that person, being the one with the booming practice before the practice booms. And I know there are going to be challenges. I know there are going to be things that you're like, oh, child, Lord have mercy. I know that, which is why I created the Alignment Lab, because every single day there are things, but you still can show up in the identity. Thank you for the finger heart. You still can show up in the identity, right, of the version of you. Practice. That's why I don't say, oh, you can't feel bad or you can't feel down. No. Real life, real truth, real talk. There are, people that have billions of dollars, they have bad days too. People that have billions of dollars, they get anxious. I mean, who hasn't seen an anxious billionaire? I can name a few. They're anxious because a lot of them know that what they've been doing and what they're supposed to be doing, and they know that the time is coming that they are not going to be winning the way they're winning. But that's another story. We'll talk about that later. So what I'm saying is that you can have a hard day. You can have a day where you're like, whoa, I can't wait to like rest. But that doesn't change the fact that you are a licensed clinical social worker with a booming practice. Doesn't change that fact. Let's see. Move through the world with that identity every day. Decide every day. I understand. Yes. And so you get to have the same beliefs. So the conversations that you have And one of the biggest things that I've been talking about with your identity shifting, and this, like, you have the identity shifting, and then you have a state, right? Your energetic and emotional state that also ties to the identity. And then you also have the calibration to when it becomes normal. And so if you have an identity and there's some stories attached to that identity that says you got to work hard because of the way you look, or because of where you were born, or because of what has happened in history based on, the people that are epigenetics and blah, 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 you get to switch that story. You get to say, no, I'm not buying into those lies anymore. I am deciding that I am Superman and none of your lies apply to me. I am deciding that all of the ways that you have tried to condition me, or try to condition my people, or try to condition my family, or try to condition me to believe that I was here, knowing that I know who I am. You wouldn't work me believe these things about myself if they were not true, because they aren't. You wouldn't work that hard to try to condition me to believe that I can't have XYZ if it wasn't true. Like, if it was true, it's not true. It's a lie. And the reason why you're working this hard is because you see yourself that way. The people that are trying to tell you got to work hard, the people that are trying to tell you that you can't have this, the people that are trying to tell you you need this assistance and blah, 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 blah. The people that are trying to tell you that you don't get to have enough money, the people that are trying to tell you all of those things. Thank you for the hand heart. All those people that are telling you all of that, it lies. It's lies. It's because they can't do it. The people that are trying to dress up the Obamas like money, it's not, no, it's because they believe that they're not good enough. And it hurts them to see people that actually know their worth. And so what you get to story, you don't have to carry that story. I said earlier, get off the struggle bus. Say ding ding and walk off the struggle bus. Say, I'm not riding this bus no more. I am going to go and get on, what are those things? The lift, the ski lift. I am going to take the ski lift up the mountain, and I'm not going to climb. I am going to live the soft life because I decided that I'm the licensed clinical social worker with a booming practice, and I decide that things get to work out for me and in my favor. I decide that everything that happens in my life and everything that happens is happening in my favor. It's happening for me, and it's happening for my benefit. And so instead of riding, like skiing up this hill, I am going to go jump on this ski lift and go up the mountain with a lot more ease, because that is the way I have decided it gets to work out for me. I have decided that I'm going to follow my intuition. I call it your inner God voice. When you listen to your inner God voice, you can never go wrong to the direction that you need to go. And guess what? When you listen to your intuition, guess what? You can go 100 steps forward. When you try to do it with your brain only, you're only going one step forward. What is the one step forward? Struggle bus. What's the 100 step forward? The ski lift, your inner God voice, your intuition. And so the more you start following your intuition, because your intuition is going to lead you exactly where you need to go, guess what? The intuition of the identity of the person who has the licensed clinical social work practice that's booming and that is just amazing, and that is just building, it's building almost came and this person came and this opportunity came and this investment came and this happened and this happened. All of that happened because they listened to their inner God voice, because they listened to their intuition, and because they decided that it was already no longer going to truck up the mountain on the skis. They decided that they were going to take the ski lift all the way up to the top. They decided that they were going to ride up to the top because that is what's possible for them. For you and everybody that's listening to this is what's possible for you. Are y'all mountain? Are you ready to take the ski lift instead of trudging up the mountain? The ski lift is your identity. The ski lift is your inner God voice. The ski lift is deciding that everything gets to work out for you and in your favor. Tap, 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 tap. It is clapping. Let's get to 10,000 hearts. Let's do this. All right. Are y'all picking up what I am putting down? Let me know if y'all picking up what I'm putting down, because I am feeling it. I am feeling it. Are y'all listening? Ask questions. Ask some more questions. I am staying until we get to 10,000 hearts. Let's see. When I was first starting this business and I was in the identity of the employee, at all. That was actually me working really hard because I thought I had to work really hard. Now, I'm not one to shy away from getting things done. I know that, especially when you have a business, there are certain things that get done, right? There are certain things that get to be done. And there's a difference between handling the things you get to handle. Okay? There's difference from handling what you need to handle. Okay, let's see. Fishing says, I am multitasking, but I am listening. Yes, yes, yes. I'd love to hear about your experience. And so when I was working, right, and doing this business at the same time, what I was doing is I was showing up as an employee. I was showing up in this as an employee. And so I had to really just say, okay, if I was the CEO business that's now in 80 different countries and a best-selling author, I'm now a best-selling author of The Aligned Receiver. When I decided to be the person who had all of that, what did I have to do? I had to show up as that. In order to be a best-selling author, what do you need to do? You got to write a book. You can't be like, I'm a best-selling author, but I'm a best-selling author, and then you ain't never write a book. How you the best-selling author? You're not being an author if you're not writing. Just like Benito, he wasn't going to be Bad Bunny if he wasn't creating music, and it didn't matter if no one had read the book. Listen to the song. He kept showing up. He kept launching. He kept pushing. He kept posting, and he kept doing it, 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 and he kept doing it until someone found him, and he still kept doing it. And then he did it, and he did it in that collaboration and that collaboration. How many of you remember Beyonce's album, the country album? So good. Do you remember there was a queen, what's her name? Tennille? I forget her name. But she had a story. She looked up to Beyonce so much, right? She really looked up to her so much. And she would sing her country music. She sang her songs. She decided that even if yes, Cowboy Carter, so good. And so one of the girls who sings on the song, the Requiem song, she was a country singer already. And she was in an industry that didn't really love her too much, right? Because she doesn't look like the other country singers. But she kept putting music out, and she kept singing, and she kept doing those things. And she loved Beyonce. Of course she did. Right? She was a performer. She loved her. Her album, she's continued to do this thing. And a year or a couple of years before Cowboy Carter came up, she got a call from none other than the representation of Beyonce and said that they wanted her on the album. And she said she was crying because she had finally, for her, it made it. But no one would have found her if she wasn't, she had a love for country. She was a little black girl with a love of country, and she kept posting those songs and kept showing up and putting out records and putting out hits, her hits, but nobody else thought they were hits. But guess what now? People know her name because that opportunity came. So what are you doing, right? The leader, I know some of you are starting schools and yeah, she's doing so good. What's her name? Taline or Tanine or something like that. I follow her. She's so good. Talia, something like that. So good. She is doing so good now. She got concerts and everything. But what if she gave up? What if she was like, they don't want me. They don't want me. They don't want women that look like me in country. I won't be good. No one's listening to me. Beyonce wouldn't have been able to find her. Wouldn't have been able to bring her on the album. Look at Shabuzi. Look at where he at now. Got Grammys and shit. Why? Because he was on Cowboy Carter. But if he would have gave up and said, nobody don't want to listen to me. These people don't like me. Identity shifting is the way you manifest. everything. Everything. Y'all, look, I cannot say more. Like, I can't say it any more than I'm saying it right now. I want you to decide what you want, and I want it to be like a full life. Like, look in all the areas, because we're not doing one thing at a time. You shift your identity, you get to be everything. Yeah. Well, okay, so I'll break it down. Identity shifting, I call it identity based manifestation. But let me break it down. I'm going to break it down for y'all. Manifestation, to me, it's not even about creating, because nothing can be created or destroyed, and everything that you want is in existence right now, right? You just don't have it, but it already exists on some timeline, on already there, right? You're not the man that you want to marry, hopefully, is not being born right now. Like, the person that you want to be with is already born, already existing, already living their life, and most likely manifesting you. Okay. Or create, or aligning to you. That's why I call it the aligned soul. So it's about alignment. Okay. And so I call manifestation intentional receiving, because you are intentionally receiving something specific, right? Something that you desire to have in your life. And so if you knew when you decide, right, the first piece of manifestation, the first piece of creation is this decision. And so when you decide, I am deciding, right, that I have, and whatever that thing is, I decided. Okay. So you decide, decision is it. When you decide, it is done. So I decide, right, that I have a multiple $1 million per year business. That's my desire, right? I decided that. So once I decided it, it's done. There is a version of me. I wouldn't even have this desire in my heart for it if there wasn't already a version of me that already exists on a timeline that has a multiple $1 million business. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? We are breaking it down now. Okay. And so when I decide that I am that version of me, I decided that that's what I wanted. It's already done. So in order to intentionally receive it, i.e., shift to the timeline where I receive it, where I already have it, right? I need to shift who I'm being. Because you don't manifest the thing, you manifest being the person who has. Y'all picking up one point down? So you're not manifesting the thing, you're manifesting being the person who already has the thing. Okay? And so if I know that, and I'm like, okay, I'm not manifesting the thing, I'm manifesting being the person that has the thing, then I need to understand how to be that person now. That's why I say, and I've always said it for the last 13 years, be her now. Okay? So when you be her now, that's you identity shifting, and you're creating it. It's a frequency game, right? Your identity determines your frequency. And I like to call it the quantum soup. There's the quantum soup that every decision, every idea, every possibility exists. And so in the quantum soup, there's the timeline. In order to match that timeline, you need to match the identity and the frequency of that version of you. Okay? And so that's why I call it identity-based manifestation, because when you shift your identity to that, you are matching the frequency, and then the 3D world can't help but match, which means your timeline can't help but shift to the version of you that already has it. And that's why people are like, one day it was this way, and then, oh my goodness, everything started to unfold. Oh my goodness, it just started to happen. No, you shifted your belief in who you were. You shifted your belief in how life got to work for you. You shifted how you move through the world, and the timeline got to match you. So I always like to say the beginning of your manifestation is your decision. And it's done. All right. So you decided, and so it is. So once you decided, the manifestation is complete. Now your job is just to be the person who has it. And what I love to say, and this has been a really good way, my clients love to say it this way, but what if once you decided that you were the licensed clinical social worker with a booming practice, you decided that now everybody that wants to be a part of or partake booming social work practice that needs the support are manifesting you. They are aligning to the timeline so that they can join your practice, or so that they can partake in your work, or so that they can be a part of this situation. So with Consuela is she decided that I have a digital empire where I am making $10,000 a month minimum. She is now being manifested by people who want her meditation programs, who want to understand meditation, who want to learn more about manifestation. Meditation. And so the people who want that are looking for her stuff. If you could see it that way, it makes it so much easier for you to show up and post, because you're like, there are people looking for me. Let me give them something to find. You're serving the audience who have been praying for your work, who have been manifesting you, who have been picturing you and visualizing you and affirming that they are the most amazing. They have the most amazing social workers, and they're getting the help and support that they need, and they're ready to go to a social work practice that really cares about them and cares about their community. And they're like, oh my goodness, I heard about this social work. I need to be in it. And so that is how it works. If you knew that all you're doing is intentionally receiving, allowing yourself to shift to the timeline where that was always the case, where people are looking for you with a flashlight at night in the daytime. They're like, fishing, oh, this is the social work practice that I've been looking for. This is the digital product. Oh my goodness, it explains meditation. I've been praying for this. So I feel like women who want to create practices and help their communities and create amazing businesses and want millions of dollars to come through their gifts, they're manifesting me. They are looking at my videos. They are reading my emails. They are jumping on my list. They are looking for the alignment assessment. They are like, oh my goodness, I need to be in the alignment lab. They are manifesting that space. And so it's not me going out and chasing people. I'm allowing myself to be found. And the way I allow myself to be found is by doing these lives, is by putting my post out there, is by deciding that I am the multiple millionaire who helps other women become multiple millionaires and share their gifts and share their work and help their communities and help whoever that they know they've been placed on this earth to help. Like I told you guys, my vision is to have over 10,000 people, women most likely, women, to fill out the alignment assessment so that they have their own prescription and they know, like, okay, this is my diagnosis, this is where I get to focus, and these are the things, the steps that I'm going to take to create my multiple $1,000,000 experience. Me helping 10,000 people to create whatever they wanted in their life, create the businesses with their gifts, to leave the corporate space, to actually allowing it. Yes, the assessment is on my picture right now, the circle. Go to the link, and it has the link there. You click on that, and you'll go to the picture that says alignment assessment. It's like me in white. And I'm like, anyway, and you put the code live77, because that takes 90% off because you're on TikTok. Less than everybody that does buy it on the webinar. Don't tell a webinar, people. Shh. Okay. And so one of the most important things is that I just have that vision. I know that no women get to come into my world and they get to become millionaires too. Y'all join the fan club and get your heart me. They get to become millionaires too. Why? Because I decided it's so. Because I decided that I am here to help a whole bunch of women. My vision is that like hundreds of thousands of people, women specifically, are going to be able to know, like, okay, this is where I am, and this is what I'm going to come back to their own sovereignty. They're going to take their power back. They're no longer going to listen to the lies that society tried to feed them when they say women can't do this or people of color can't do that. Whatever, BS, BS, BS. It's all BS. And so they're finally going to know what's possible for them. It's for. Am I back? Is it moving? Is it moving? Can you guys see me? Let me know if it's moving now. I've been on, okay, it's okay. I've been on for over 2.5 hours. So I'm really trying to get to those 10,000 hearts. Tap, 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 guys. Let's get to 10,000 hearts. So truthfully, honestly, you need to have a why. When you understand your why and you connect that why to the identity and you connect that why to how you show up, and you will never question if you show up. You will never question if you create the music like Benito, right? You're going to be like, nope, I'm going to do that song. Nobody listened to it. I'm going to do another one. Oh, nobody listened to that one. I'm going to do another one. Nobody listened to that one. Let's post another one. You're not going to say, I posted one time and I talked about my thing and I'm going to post again and I'm going to post again and I'm going to post again. You're going to decide is already done. Once you decide, it's done. So ask me some more questions. I will stay for a little while longer. Oh, we're almost to 10,000. Yay! Give me the hearts. Let's go. Let's go. Woo! Hello, Alicia. Or Alicia. Let me know. I want to pronounce it right. It's either Alicia or Alicia. So, what questions do you guys have? I know a lot of you may have found me from the post that we did about Bad Bunny. I talked about Bad Bunny and how he shifted identity, and I gave you a step-by-step on what he did. It's what you can do right now. And when you can see it in someone else, I'm not going that hard in the paint for myself. Because for most of the time, let me tell you something. I'm going to tell y'all something. Thank you for following me. I wanted to break down a little bit of something. Some of us, and I see this a lot among women, we will go hard in the paint for an employer. We will go hard. Oh, the first pronunciation is correct, Alicia. So we will go hard in the paint for someone else more than ourselves. I have a client and she left her job and she's working for herself, but then she'll be like, but I get tired and then I don't want to do it and all of this stuff. And then I asked her, I said, so when you were working for that other company and you were making the 6 figures for that other company, did you ever like call in sick a lot? And she's like, no. Every single day. Every day you don't do your content because you're like, I'm tired. And every time you do that, you're not going hard in the paint for yourself, but you did for that other person. Why? Because we've been conditioned to do that. We were taught to do that. We were programmed to work hard for somebody else, but not trust our own selves, not to allow our own businesses to thrive. Let me know. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? And so I'm asking, are you going hard on the paint for yourself? And I don't mean struggle, because we already told you, we're not taking the struggle bus. We are taking the ski lift up the mountain. We are not walking up the mountain. We get to have a soft life too. But what I mean is that are you showing up for yourself like you would if this was a friend's business or if this was somebody else's business? Are you doing the things that you would do for somebody else for yourself? Because we've been told, oh, we don't want to be selfish and we can't put ourselves first. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. What if it's not selfish? What if it is selfish by not prioritizing your business, your vision, your mission? What if that is the selfish piece? Because you aren't allowing your business, you're not allowing your programs, your products, your services to be found because you haven't done the small thing you get to do. You're not answering the prayers of the people that have been praying for your product or your service because you aren't allowing yourself to be found. Yeah? Fishing says hard work is ingrained in us, but yes, to work for others. Exactly. I see it all the time. Look, I have nothing against TikTok shop. Y'all do your sales on your TikTok shop. I don't have anything against like affiliate marketing because I love when people are affiliates for my programs and they sell my stuff. I love it. I'm going to create licensing and all kinds of stuff, right? And so I'm not talking bad about it, but I just want you to see how easy it is for you to get up and sell something from TikTok shop than it would be to sell your own thing. And then also how hard people go at people for selling their course or their program. Oh, you're selling a course. Or, oh, you're just selling one of those things. When they themselves don't even have a product or service. But they have no problem with you promoting someone else's shit. They have no problem with you selling someone else's, like, I don't know, supplement or whatever it is. They have no problem with you selling some Halara pants. They have no problem with you selling someone else's stuff that's probably not even someone from your own community. They have no problem with you selling someone else's thing. Why? Are y'all look? Oh, we almost to 10,000. Yay! Let's go. Let's get to 10,000 hearts. I've never done that before. But ask yourself why. Why are people so cheering people on to sell the TikTok shop stuff, but not cheering you on to sell your own stuff? It falls in that conditioning. It falls in the line of all of those things. Yay! We hit 10,000. Thank you guys. Oh my God. I'm going to go to sleep with a big old smile on my face. I need to take a picture of the screen. Thank you guys. Don't make me cry. Okay. But why? I always ask this because I will support. I have clients that do affiliate marketing. I have clients that do those things. So I'm not shaming it. I'm just saying, why is it so much easier for you and promote someone else's thing, but then you feel ashamed to sell your own thing? It's too salesy. I don't want to sound salesy. I'll just sell this other person's program. Let me sell this other person's thing. And you won't sell your own thing. That's because it's been conditioned in you not to value yourself, not to value your wisdom, not to value what you've been through, not to value what you get to share. You've been told that you need to go to this college. You've got to go get this certification. You got to go do all that. You know why they created the colleges and the certifications? So that women had to stay home, so that women couldn't do what they had been doing. Like midwives were, giving birth, helping birthing kids. They were doing things. They were teaching. They were standing up. But hey, if I want to create a society, a patriarchal society where women only have one thing to pasture, or we can then put them into some kind of home, or we can send them off to the hospital and then never see them again, is I get to make it where you have to have an education, or you have to have the certification, or you have to have this, or you have to have that before you can do anything. And if I do that, then guess what? You can't do, because you're not allowed in school. You're not allowed to go get a degree. That's what they created. So they also all of a sudden now made it feel like, oh my God, I have to have this degree. I have to have this certification. I have to have this, and this to prove myself. And who are the people that are the most educated group in the world? And who are the people who has the most layoffs in the world? So how'd that help you? That's why you get to have your own thing. You've got to focus on your own thing. You get to create your own thing, because nobody can lay you off from your own business. They don't have the power to do that. Lord, y'all done got me. I'm all hot now. I'm sweating. It's cold in here. But I just with affiliate marketing. I have no problem with all of that. My clients do it all. But what I'm saying is that most people will lift you up if you do affiliate marketing. They'll lift you up if like, oh yeah, you sell that other thing for that other person that's not even in your community. But then when you sell your own thing, oh, are you selling a course or are you selling this is a scam? Why? Because they don't believe in their own selves. They don't believe in their own knowledge. They don't believe in their own wisdom. And they don't believe that they have anything that people would buy from. So why would they buy it from you? Because they don't believe in themselves. Just saying. Oh, we got to 11,000 now. Yeah, y'all, we killing it. Yeah. Okay, let's see. I remember doing some affiliate marketing and it felt soulless sometimes. It can. Now, I'm not saying like I know TikTok Shop is doing so well, especially you see a lot of people that are making really good money doing TikTok Shop. So go and do that. Trust in your own wisdom. You get to trust in your own knowledge. You get to trust in what you've learned. Know that you have a story to tell. Know that you have products or services or things that you wanted to create that you get to sell. And I want you to get as much behind them as you would if it was someone else's thing, if it was somebody else's company. If you can work as much for yourself as you would work for someone else, imagine where you'd be. I have so many women that'll come into my world and they'll be, I'm scared to sell. Like, I don't want to sound salesy. And I said, but you just spent 5 minutes telling me about the nail shop you just went to. And you said it was the best nail shop you've ever been to and everybody needs to go. You don't think you were just selling something just now? Women are best salespeople in the world. Women are the best salespeople in the world. Oh, so good. Because we will tell you about the place that we just went that we had so delicious. And we will tell you the place. We will tell you the person. We'll tell you who the chef was and why it was so good. That is what selling is. It is offering people an opportunity to get the thing that they desire. But you have been told that you can't. You don't have anything. You've been told that you aren't worth it. You've been told that you're not valuable. And that's why you feel so scared to sell your own thing. But I'm here to tell you all of it was lies. The people that told you that don't feel valuable. The people that told you that don't feel like they have the knowledge. The people that told you that are so uncreative, they had to steal music. They had to steal genres. They had to steal dances. They had to steal all of that shit. So they don't have the creativity to do it. So they want you to believe that you don't. So they want you to believe that you're not good enough. And it was all lies. It was all lies. Let's see. But you don't get 100% of the outcome for your effort. Someone else gets a piece. Exactly. Do the TikTok shop, sell the stuff that you want to do, however you want to do it, but go as hard in the paint for yourself. If you have an idea, if you have a business idea, if you have something that you want to sell, I want you to go as hard in the paint for yourself as you would if somebody else was selling it or if somebody sold it to you. All right. I think we're going to end on that note. How many of y'all enjoyed today? Because I've been going for almost 3 hours. I have to go meditate. I'm supposed to meditate at 3 o'clock. I forgot. I'm going to go do my transcendental meditation. And then I'm going to go cook dinner. No, not cook dinner. I'm going to order it. I loved it too. Look, I will keep the link open. If you guys want to jump in, take the alignment assessment. I'm telling you, it takes about 20 minutes, but it's very easy. But you just got to be honest and you just get to alignment % off with live. Write this down. Put that code in. You will get 90% off the webinar price. And it's $15,000 worth of things that you get for $77. Okay? It's because I want more people. I want 10,000 people to take it. So you get there. We're going to have the 3-day event Thursday. It's going to be at noon. And you'll also get the recording. And then you'll get the 30-day protocol that will be adjustable to you and what you want. All right, like you got it. Yay. And whoever buys now, it's on the link. Assessment. Click on that, put live 77, and then you'll get like the discount. I'll keep it open and then I'm gonna go like probably get something to eat. So I'll probably close it a little later tonight. But once you do get in, the people that sign up to, maybe I'll say 5 people because I did 10 last time and y'all, I'm still doing videos. So 5 people, I will send you a personalized video after you take the assessment on your results. And I will tell you, like, based on what you said you're manifesting, based on what you say you're creating and receiving, I will say, okay, these are some of the things that I suggest for you to do so that you can shift into it. Okay. And so I'll do that for the next 5 people that buy. And so let me know. You get the 3-day event next week, and then you'll get a 30-day protocol, and then you'll also get a special prize while it's on pre-sale for the alignment lab, which is going to be amazing. I cannot wait. Yay. All right. So this tomorrow, I don't know what time. Y'all know I'm where I go live every time at that time, but right now we don't have that. So if you follow me and get your heartbeat, I think you get notified every time I go live, so that way you'll be able to join. But this has been fabulous. That's fabulous. I'm truly excited. I'm excited too. So whoever joins, I got you. I will look at the list once I have some time, and then I'll create a video for you. The videos have been about 15 to 20 minutes. So I'm not talking about some, hi, welcome. This is no. It's been 15 to 20 minutes. Plus you get homework in the email that has journal prompts. It's serious. That's why it takes me about a week to do it. So definitely apply. We got about maybe 40 people, I think, in the Aligned Soul universe so far that have taken the assessment, and it's just a good group. We're gonna like continue to grow. And so thank you so much. This has been amazing. Thank you for the oh my God, I got tears. Thank you for the 13 followers, the gifts. I mean, I love all of you. I appreciate you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.